Hi, I'm Randy Vance, and thanks for joining me today on my dock. In our last episode of On My Dock, we installed an awesome KICKER audio system in the boat. A new amplifier, 8 new speakers, and a subwoofer. And then, using the KICKER audio tones that we downloaded from their website, we tuned it to about 98–99% of what you want to hear. Now today, we're going to show you how to put the final tune on it, listening to the music you love to listen to. Follow me, and I'll show you how to do it. You recall from our original installation video, we left the Fusion controller in. It was just easier to do that, and all the sound that you're going to love is coming from that amplifier and those speakers. So the first thing we did was we went to each zone. We had a top zone, a deck zone, and a subwoofer zone. We adjusted all the tones to neutral. Now when you tune your system, you're going to use whatever source you usually listen to. So if that's Bluetooth audio from your smartphone, pick a song that's got a wide range of tones and volumes so that you're getting the full experience, and you adjust to that. Now, once we've got all the tones set to neutral and the volume set to 75% and the subwoofer set to full, it's time to take the control panel off so that we can get to the amplifier behind it. Once we get access to the amplifier, we've got to set the crossover points for each pair of outputs labeled Amp 1 and Amp 2. And we want them to be in a full range amplifier. Very low frequencies can be harmful at high volumes to smaller speakers, so when we get to the subwoofer, we're going to want to disconnect the leads to the higher frequency speakers on Amp 1 and Amp 2. But we're going to start by adjusting our high frequency speakers first. For the coaxial speakers in the hardtop zone, we're going to set the amplifier's high pass crossover. We'll set the crossover frequency to around 150 Hz. This will be approximately 12 o'clock position on the KICKER's KXMA 900.5 amp, which is the one we have. Play your favorite music at the level you use to set the gains, which should be approximately 75% of full volume. If you hear the speakers distort or making a popping noise, turn the crossover frequency adjustment dial clockwise. This will take more of the lower frequencies away from the coaxials. If they don't distort or pop, you can gradually turn the crossover frequency adjustment dial counterclockwise. This will send more of the lower frequencies to the speakers and will make the system sound much fuller and more naturally balanced. You'll want to follow this procedure for each of the zones separately. Now keep in mind that setting your crossover frequencies properly for each zone is essential to giving you the best sound and the longest life from your speakers. If you reach the lower limit of your crossover frequency and the speakers still sound great, you may try setting the amplifier back to full range. Listen very closely to the speakers to make sure they're capable of handling that full range signal. Usually, only the larger speakers, like our KMXL8 horn-loaded speakers on the deck, can handle those low frequencies at a higher power level. Now that we've got Amp 1 and 2 adjusted for our higher frequency speakers, it's time to do the subwoofers. Now we're going to do that with all of them hooked up together. While setting the crossover frequency on the high frequency speakers can be destructive if you have too low of frequencies going through them, you won't have that problem with the subwoofers. They can handle it, you'll just get poor sound. We're going to use the same music that we used to set the higher frequency speakers. Now we're going to work on the crossover for the subs. We'll set that to about 100 to 120 Hz and turn up the volume of the entire system. If the bass sounds hollow or muddy, turn the low pass crossover frequency down to prevent the upper frequencies from reaching the subwoofer. Ideally, your crossover settings on the subwoofer are going to closely approximate the crossover settings on your higher frequency speakers. By doing so, you have a full range of sound with no gaps in the spectrum. Now all that means is that whatever the recording artist and their producers put on that track is going to come through completely on your stereo system. It's really not difficult to perfectly tune your audio system for the optimum sound. Just follow the procedures that we've listed. I'm Randy Vance, and thanks for joining me on my dock. Enjoy your KICKER audio system.